December 18, 2025. Brussels turned into a battlefield. Burning tires, tractor blockades, shattered windows, as Europe's farmers forced their way into the heart of EU power. This was not a protest about weather. It was a revolt over survival. The confrontation unfolded outside the European Parliament and Place du Luxembourg during an EU leaders' summit. Thousands of farmers and more than 1,000 tractors blocked roads and clashed with police using tear gas and water cannons. At least 4 police officers were injured. Several protesters required medical treatment. Brussels police described the damage as enormous. The immediate trigger was the EU-Mercosur free trade deal, negotiated for over 25 years with Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay. Farmers fear the deal would open EU markets to cheaper beef, poultry, sugar, and soy, produced under lower environmental and animal welfare standards, undercutting European producers already burdened by strict rules. Trade was only part of the anger. European farmers face tighter Green Deal regulations on pesticides, fertilizers, and nitrogen emissions, while also confronting proposed common agricultural policy budget cuts after 2027, potentially reducing farm support by more than 20%. The message from farmers is blunt: higher costs at home, cheaper competition from abroad. Across Europe, the pressure looks different: livestock culls in France, diesel tax protests in Germany, Ukrainian grain disputes in Poland, nitrogen limits in the Netherlands. But all roads led to Brussels. The protests exposed a deep EU divide. France and Italy opposed signing the deal as it stands. Germany, Spain, and Nordic countries backed it, calling Mercosur strategic for reducing reliance on China and supporting struggling EU industries. Environmental groups also opposed the deal, warning it could accelerate Amazon deforestation and weaken EU food safety standards. The protests worked. On December 19, 2025, the European Union delayed the signing of the Mercosur agreement until January 2026. EU institutions are now debating reciprocity safeguards, legal tools allowing tariffs to be reimposed if imports fail to meet EU environmental, health, or animal welfare standards. This was not just a farmers' protest. It was a warning. Europe's climate ambition, trade policy, and food security are now on a collision course, and how this conflict is resolved will define the future of European agriculture. For now, the deal is delayed, the pressure remains, and Europe's farmers have made one thing clear: this debate is not going away. For clear context behind global environmental and policy developments, follow this channel.